I've dove into so many different AI tools over the past year, and a lot of them have just ended up complicating my design process. And I found that the best tools are the ones that simplify your workflow, give you a familiar interface that has a small learning curve, and of course ultimately help you get from design to code faster. That's the promise behind Banani, an AI UI design tool that generates ready-to-edit designs and prototypes from prompts, references, and PRDs. It enables product teams to generate stunning user interfaces in minutes. And today I'm going to give you a demo of it so that you can see exactly what it's capable of. So let's find out, is Banani actually useful for real design work? How much control do you have over the output? And how does it fit into a realistic design workflow? We're going to walk through the tool from start to finish, from the first prompt all the way through iteration and refinement. I'll show you what works well, what its limitations are, and by the end of this video, you'll have an honest picture of whether Banani deserves a spot in your AI stack. So without further ado, let's jump into this demo. So now I'm in Banani. There's a few different ways I can get started on a project. I can give it a prompt in plain English using this text input. I can give it an existing design as inspiration, attach my brand assets, or import a design from Figma by pasting a link to that Figma frame. If I already have an idea of what I want to generate, whether it's a wireframe, landing page, or mobile app, I can use these guiding buttons to do that. Now in this dropdown, I have a couple more options, whether I want to generate desktop or mobile sized designs, what AI model I want to use to generate them, and luckily I can use Google's Gemini's 3.1 Pro, OpenAI's GPT 5.4, so it's really nice that I have access to some of the most powerful AI models right here in Banani. Then Banani also offers a nice variety of different presets, whether I want just a basic wireframe style, default, and a bunch of other color options to differentiate our generations from everybody else's and also stay on track with any brand guidelines that I want to follow. Then I can also choose how many variations we want to generate. By default, there will be 3, but you can also go up to 5. For the project I'm going to generate for this demo, I think 3 is a good option to start with. Now, in case you need some more guidance before you get started, Banani offers some good resources for you. It has tutorials and then also design inspiration from existing Banani projects. Design a fintech app for consumers, allowing them to budget and track finances. And because I want to design this within my brand's guidelines, I'm going to attach that as an image. So now that I have that attached, I'm going to hit generate. So now my designs are generating in real time. And on the left sidebar, we see the screens that are in progress. And in the toolbar at the top, we can choose how we want to navigate around our canvas or add new screens. And in the top right, we can play our prototype, export as Figma, JPEG, or PNG files, or share this Banani project as a link so that developers or product managers, for example, can view it. So now we have our first 3 variants of this app design. Let's check them out. So this first one is looking really solid and honestly very on par with the style guide that I gave it. You can see the logo text in the upper left is not the right color at all, but that's okay. It's going to make some mistakes on the first pass and we'll iterate on them. This recent transactions list at the bottom is looking super clean. I'm a big fan of the type scale and spacing of each item's header and subheader. I think it nailed those 2 things really well. What I do wish is that the view all link was more of a link style blue or purple button rather than just our primary text color with no differentiation. But besides that, the styling is looking super nice. It really nailed the typography using a monospaced font for these digits here, and it's cool that it highlights our highest cash flow month in this card with a blue color. The active tab in our sidebar is super prominent, and the rest of the sidebar items are spaced out perfectly in my opinion. Then at the bottom of our sidebar we have these settings and help center items, which you would definitely expect in a dashboard like this. Then our second variant from Banani gives us some nice options to work with. It got the logo text color right this time. The primary actions on this page, like add transaction and send money, are super prominent, which was a good design choice in my opinion. And we can clearly see what's happening with these 3 main KPIs with these percentage badges at the bottom of each one. Now our third variant has taken a different approach with these KPIs at the top. One of them is super prominent with a dark mode background, but the rest of the dashboard is looking really unfinished. But that's okay. Let's work off the other 2 variants that we got from Banani and come up with improved iterations of them. So let's fix this logo text color really quick. So let's select this screen and I want to fix this logo's text color. So I'm going to use the select button at the bottom, click on this logo. Now we can see that logo is selected. So now I'm going to tell Banani, use our primary text color for the logo's text. And now that fix is already done. Now let's quickly add some more content to this dashboard. While I have this variant selected, I'm going to go back to our prompt and say, add a line graph that shows my total balance over time. This should include time range selectors. And just like that, we have this really nicely styled line graph that actually looks like it has realistic placeholder data in it. It even included this example tooltip that would appear on hover. These time range selectors are pretty much exactly what I wanted too, with 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, and lifetime. And at the the time of recording this, today actually is Sunday, so unless that's just a coincidence, it looks like it's actually taken context about the current date to come up with a realistic design. And just like that, we've iterated on this design. But if you click on this variant dropdown, you also have several other options for quickly and easily making changes to your design. Another Banani feature that lets us quickly make changes to our design styling is selecting a screen, opening the theme selector in the left sidebar, and then we can choose from any of our other color presets, like strawberry for example. And that instantly applies that theme to our entire design, making it super easy to scroll through different color variations and lets you explore different concepts for your brand instantly. Now, something that's almost certainly a part of your design process is prototyping, and Banani makes this process super easy. Whenever I hover over any element on my UI that would be clickable, like a button, it says generate screen, and when I click, it says Banani will predict and generate what happens when users click on budgets in this case. I can optionally include instructions about how I want Banani to proceed with this generation, or I can just hit generate. And then Banani will start building out that budget screen for me, which will then be a part of our dashboard prototype. Now let's say we're happy with how our UI designs are looking and we want to export them. The first option is copying to Figma. If I want to do that, I just select this screen or however many screens I want to copy to Figma and then hit the copy to Figma button. Now in Figma, I can hit Command V and then I have my design with a fully structured frame with auto layout. Optionally, I could also export my designs as PNG or JPEG. Now let's say I want to extract actual code from Banani. I can click this icon instead, then I can either copy the HTML and CSS for this design, or if I want to take it a step further, I can export via MCP, which is a super cool Banani feature that I want to tell you guys more about right now. So Banani offers their own MCP server, which means AI agents like Claude Code, Codex, Cursor can communicate with Banani and access my Banani designs, allowing your AI agent to build out a real production-ready version of your design and understand every aspect of your design from styling to colors to typography more thoroughly than if you were to just give your agent a JPEG or PNG of it. So let's copy this prompt that I'm going to give to my AI agent. Recreate selected Banani screens in my stack. And now that I've set up Claude Code with the Banani MCP, I can paste that prompt and then it's going to start building. But first it's asking me what tech stack I want to use, so I'm going to tell it React. And now just like that, Claude Code has taken our Banani design and turned it into real React code that I'm viewing in my browser right now. So this is where MCPs come in and take out a lot of the guesswork when it comes to going from design to code using other AI tools. So that's Banani. If I had to sum it up, it's honestly one of the more thoughtful AI design tools that I've come across. The text to UI generation is genuinely fast, the output quality is higher than I expected going in, and it feels like a collaborator rather than just an AI generator. Many parts of your design workflow still need critical thinking, of course, but as a way to get from zero to something real fast, Banani does a great job at that. If you're a designer who spends too much time on early stage layouts, or a full product team that needs to go from brief to prototype faster, I think it's worth a serious look. There's a link in the description to try it out yourself, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys build with it. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one, and subscribe to become a better designer.